Hello guys and welcome to my very first video ever made, so please stick with me. The purpose of this video is to make you guys acquainted with leverage trading, and especially to make you guys familiar with how to follow my alerts and the alerts of other analysts on Discord when we are leverage trading. First things first, in order for you to leverage trade, you will of course need to make an account on any major cryptocurrency exchange. I personally use Binance, but I know that this exchange is not available for many people in the countries that they live in. So for those people, of course, I would just recommend using a different exchange. Some good ones are KuCoin, OKEx, or Bybit, Gate.io, Huobi. It really doesn't matter that much. All these exchanges, they have very similar interfaces. So I will just show you how to do it on Binance, but you will be able to take the information from this video and to apply it to the exchange that you are trading on. Now, leverage trading. What we are actually doing when we are leverage trading is we are trading derivatives. We are trading futures. And if you hover over derivatives on your exchange, you will see a large list of all kinds of different options. But the only two options that we are interested in are the USDSM futures and the CoinM futures. They are pretty similar, but there is a slight difference, of course. When you are trading USDSM futures, it means that you are trading actually against the US dollar token. So if you are making a gain, you will receive USDT. If you lose on a trade, USDT will be taken from your trading account. However, I personally always trade CoinM futures, and the difference here is that if you are trading CoinM futures and you make, for example, a good trade, a profit, you will not be paid out in USDT, but you will be paid out in the underlying cryptocurrency that you are trading. So if you're, for example, trading Bitcoin on CoinM futures and you make a gain, then you will receive your profit in Bitcoin. Likewise, of course, if you lose the trade, you will also lose some of your underlying cryptocurrency. So let's click on CoinM futures, but the principle of how to set up your futures account and how to open and close a trade is exactly the same for the USDSM futures. So if we click on futures there at derivatives, you will see an interface and all kinds of messages that are quite intimidating for people that are just getting started. So I would say don't worry, just click next, start trading. And this interface, first thing we want to do is we want to clear this up a little bit so that we only are left with what we absolutely need, and so that we don't get distracted by all these crazy things. So for example, the order book, we don't need that. You can click that away, that can go. Trades, that can go. This upper line here, that can go. So we are just, you can make this a little bit wider. So we are left with only the things that we need. Now, what do we have here? On the top left screen, this is actually the place where you will select what you are going to be trading. Again, you have the option here to choose USDSM or CoinM futures, and I wouldn't really look at anything else. So for example, I always trade CoinM BTC USD perpetual futures, so I'll click on that. This can go. So of course, before you can do anything trading futures, you will need to fund your account. You will need to transfer either some cryptocurrency or some USDT if you choose to trade the USDSM futures to your futures account. Now, how do you do this? If we scroll down a little bit, this can also go, you will see the option here, transfer. And you can see that I currently have no funds in my futures account, so I need to transfer some funds in order to make a trade. So we click on transfer. and then you will be able to transfer some funds from your regular fiat and spot balance to your futures account. So say we are trading CoinM futures and I want to trade some Bitcoin. I have a little bit of Bitcoin in my fiat and spot wallet, so I will just take 1% of a Bitcoin and transfer it to my CoinM futures to fund my account. Again, if you want to trade the USDSM futures, you would do exactly the same. The only difference is you would be transferring USDT, so you would click on USDT, and you would transfer that to your USDSM futures account. Now, you can't transfer USDT to CoinM futures, but if you click on USDSM futures, then you will be able to transfer some USDT if you have it to that futures account. Let's go back to CoinM. Okay, and now we see in the top right corner of our screen, we see some very important information. First and foremost, you get here the option to choose what kind of leverage trading you want to do. If you click on this, you will get the option to either trade cross or isolated. Now, I don't want to make any of this any more complicated than it needs to be, and I will just tell you that I personally nearly almost trade always on isolated. If you trade on isolated, that means that the collateral in your account, which for me is Bitcoin, and only that Bitcoin can be used to fund my position. However, if I click on cross, I might have some Bitcoin, I might have some Ethereum in my futures account, I might have some other cryptocurrencies, and if I'm trading on cross, that means that all these different cryptocurrencies can be taken as collateral to fund my position. The downside of this is that it's also very risky, because if you get liquidated, not only the asset that you are trading and that you are holding can get liquidated, but also your other cryptocurrency holdings can be touched. So I would personally advise to click on isolated to confirm that. Now, right next to that, you see a multiplier. This multiplier is the amount of leverage that you will be choosing to trade on. And for most of my calls, let's just go to an alert. Let's just go to a Bitcoin alert. You see I say, for example, BTC short 50 to 100x leverage. This means that we will want to trade anywhere between 50 and 100x leverage. So let's confirm that. And basically what this multiplier does, what leverage does, is it allows you to open with, for example, I have here just 1% of a Bitcoin. But if I am going to trade on 100x leverage, it will allow me to open a position of almost a complete Bitcoin. Of course, you will never ever want to use 100% of your portfolio size on a high leverage, because this really is very risky and you can get liquidated super easily. And this is also why I always tell you guys never to use more than 5% of your funds on any one of my trades. And it will become very clear why I tell you to never use more than 5% on any of my trades. So let's, for example, say we want to take a trade. We have an alert, like let's say Bitcoin short 50 to 100x leverage. Then we have selected our leverage, and then we have an entry price. We have most of the time 3 take profit levels and a stop loss level. I will show you how to enter a trade and to set it up so that you can follow these alerts very easily. Say, for example, indeed, we want to short Bitcoin at this amount of leverage and our entry price is around 28,900. And the coincidence is that it's actually pretty accurate, because I see that Bitcoin is currently trading at almost exactly that level. So just for the purpose of this video, let's put in a trade. Let's say that we want to short Bitcoin at this price, and we want to go in with 5% and never more than 5% of our portfolio. And the neat thing about Binance is also you have a little button here that says TPSL. You can click that and you can immediately, before even putting in your trade, determine your stop loss and take profit level. However, I never do that because I want to set my 3 take profit levels, and this option here only allows me to set 1 take profit level. So we will set our take profit and our stop loss once our trade is set and not before. So we are on isolated, we are on 100x leverage, we have 5% of our portfolio, we have given in our entry price, and now we want to sell or short it as the alert said. So let's do that just to give an example. It will tell me that my order is submitted and that my limit sell order is filled. Now, I will not go over the different kinds of orders that you have here. That will be for another video. Mostly I just use a limit order to enter my position. Now, on the bottom of your screen, once you have opened your position, it will give you an overview here of where your position is currently sitting at. It will give you an entry price. It will give your current price. And then what is very important to do when you are leverage trading, and a concern that many people have is they say, I get liquidated so quickly and so easily when I'm leverage trading on 100x. The price just moves a little bit and I'm already out of my trade and I'm liquidated. Now, the reason why you are liquidated that easily is because you have not collateralized your trade. So if you collateralize your trade and you put in more of your available Bitcoin as collateral to this position, your liquidation price will automatically move away very far from your entry price. So what I like to do is I like to click here, you have margin, and you have a little option to click here. And here you can adjust your margin. And what I can do here is I can add extra collateral funds to my trade to make sure that my liquidation price moves away from my entry price, and so that I can protect my position with a firm stop loss so that the risk of liquidation is always zero when leverage trading. And that's a very, very important point, to always make sure that you don't get liquidated, because if you get liquidated, the exchange will also charge you liquidation fees. And these fees can be pretty high. So the first thing you always want to do is make sure that you do not get liquidated. And you do it by adding margin. For example, I have 0.000095 Bitcoin left. And if I add this amount of Bitcoin to my position, my estimated liquidation price after the increase will move, let's see, to almost $37,000. Of course, I don't need that much collateral. I can just get away with a little bit less because, of course, we are going to use a stop loss and we are not going to take a large loss in any case. So I'm just going to add a little bit of collateral to my trade so that my liquidation price moves away, far away from my entry price, and that I don't have any risk of being liquidated. So I will confirm that, and you will see that my liquidation price has just changed to a higher price. Now we want, of course, to follow the alert like it was mentioned on Discord. So for example, here we have entered at this level, we have 3 take profit levels, and we have a stop loss level. So first things first is we will set our stop loss. Now, how do you do that? And you can adjust all these things to make it fit your screen. You can adjust your stop loss by clicking on this button here. And on stop loss here, we will give in our stop loss price. So for example, for this trade, it was 29305. 29305. You add that there. And so basically this is your major insurance if anything goes wrong with your trade. If it is not trading in the direction that we set it out to trade, then you will just get kicked out of your short position in this case, and you will take a small loss of just a couple of fractions of Bitcoin in this example. So you can confirm that. And now already your trade is safe because we have made sure that we cannot get liquidated by adding margin, and we have set a very firm stop loss that is going to ensure us. Now for the take profit levels. For the take profit levels, you will want to use 3 take profit levels. So for example, 28,700, 28,500, and 28,300 in this example. So what I will do is I will click here on 28,700. And here, if I click on this button, it will allow me to basically choose how much of my position I want to close at my first TP level. So for example, you can choose to close 25% at your first TP level. Okay, and if we go to open orders now, we see that we have, of course, our position, and with our open orders, we have a stop market buy order as our stop loss, which will close our position if it raises up above our stop loss price. And we have for now 1 take profit order, namely we're going to close a little part of our trade at our first TP level. Good. Now I will want to close some more of my position, of course, once it goes to our second take profit level. So again, I will choose to, for example, close 50% of my remaining trade at this level. Okay, and I click again on limit, and if I go to open orders now, I see still my stop loss is in place. I am going to close this amount of my position at TP1. I'm going to close this amount of my position at TP2. And let's just say that we want to close the remainder of our trade at our last and final TP3 level. So we will fill in the price of our TP3 here. And we will click on just on 100%, because at that point you have already hit your TP1 and your TP2. So we want to close the remainder of our position, which is going to be 100% at this last price. And we will click again here on limit. So you can see that our position size is like 4.49% of a Bitcoin. And here we have very neatly our stop loss order and our 3 take profit orders. So at this point, there's nothing that you even need to do anymore. You have followed the alert. You are trading on isolated margin. You are choosing anywhere between 50 and 100x leverage. You have filled in your entry price. Your size is never more than 5% of your account. You have either longed the position or shorted, depending on what the alert said. After that, we have collateralized our position so that our liquidation price goes very far from our entry price, and so that we run literally zero risk of getting liquidated. And at that point, we have just set our take profit and stop losses, and we have set our stop loss by clicking here and by filling in our stop loss price so that our complete position will get closed if we hit stop loss. And we have also entered 3 limit orders here for our TPs. We have one at 28.7, 28.5, and 28.3, just as the alert said. Good. So this is basically all there is to it. This is how to fund your futures account. Again, if you do not want to trade CoinM futures like I do, the only difference is you will go to USDSM futures and you will click on USDT perpetual, and instead of funding your account with Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency as you just saw me do, you will transfer funds through that transfer button in your interface here, and you will just move USDT to your futures account. But the way to set a trade, the way to set your stop loss, the way to set your take profit orders, the way to choose your leverage, that will all remain exactly the same. So this is how I would explain to you guys how to follow my alerts, how to make sure that you never get liquidated, how to set your take profit and stop loss orders. And I wish you safe and happy trading, and I hope to make a lot of gains with you guys. Thank you very much for watching.